Hi dear students, hope you are fine. Today we are continue for lesson 1, pages 9 and 10. The title is Global Warming and the Greenhouse Effect. I'm sure you heard many news about global warming. Nowadays, humans are facing with global warming and greenhouses since the cities are developing, mega cities are emerging for new and modern life. But there are many factors to make the global warming and greenhouse effects. But as we are studying chemistry and we need to look at the chemistry part of this issue, and there are many factors are effective, but there are four main gases called greenhouse gases are effective for global warming. So these gases are included oxide of nitrogen, NOx, which X can be 1, 2, 3, 4, could be mononitrogen oxide uh, or or nitrogen dioxide. So many different type of nitrogen, oxygen containing compounds. And the second one is carbon dioxide, CO2. The third is methane, CH4. We will study about organic compounds. Methane is organic compounds. We will study on in chapter 10, if I'm not mistaken. Um, in chapter 10, we will study for those type of organic compounds like methane, methane, or ethane, ethanol. So the third is methane, and water vapor, also the vapor from the factories, from the sea. And these four are mainly effective for global warming, and these are called greenhouse gases. And CO2, carbon dioxide, and methane are the most effective. Why we call greenhouse gases? Because these four gases are able to keep heat. They are very active to absorb the radiation or heat from the sun, energy they can absorb. And then so if we have if we have too much these gases in atmosphere in certain area, so that area would be hot and uh, would face with many problems that we will we will see in next slide. So these are, I would like to explain you about global warming. When uh, While the Earth receives heat or radiation from the sun, these radiations can be observed by plants, by sea, by humans, totally in Earth's surface. Some of them can be observed, like this arrow, if you see. Some of these radiation can be reflected and move out of the atmosphere, like this one. Okay, it get back totally to the atmosphere, the out of the Earth's atmosphere. I mean, some of them can be trapped. Okay, some of these radiation can be trapped inside of the Earth atmosphere, and they will get back to the Earth's surface. So now we have some of the radiation from Earth which they are trapped in atmosphere, Earth's atmosphere. So if we have those type of gases, greenhouse gases, as I mentioned, like carbon dioxide or oxide of nitrogen or water vapor, methane. So if we have these gases here more than a reasonable ratio, so they can receive, they can absorb the radiation and heat from sun, and then those area would be very hot, and those those high temperature is not reasonable, is not appropriate for the earth surface. So that condition make some problem that we will see. But here you can see this is the mechanism of global warming, or the rule of greenhouse gases is here, that the time when the radiation have been trapped in the atmosphere, those gas receive that radiation or heat from the sun, and then it increases the temperature in that area. And yeah, the problem that I said, problem caused by global warming, receiving are producing actually greenhouse gases, uh, is first melting the glacier and polar ice. In the polar north polar and south polar, we have, it's actually Iceland. And when the temperature, the general temperature of the earth has increased, so those Iceland can be melted. And then when they melt, so after that we will have a rising sea level, the level of sea, the water, the water would be increased. Then for those area which is low lying land, the land is not high, like here, as you can see the picture at the bottom left, and there would be flood will be happen in those area, like some beaches in India or Indonesia, here Malaysia also, they have some low lying land in coastal area, so they would receive flood. Another problem with caused by global warming is warmer surface. Some desert, at least they have some water, or they have trees, green trees. Here at the bottom on the right, you can see it's totally dried. It's totally very hot place. So the warmer surface of desert would be more dry and less water. But if you search a little bit more, you can see some desert like in Africa, and some area they have at least some water or small pond, lake, that animal are living there. Many animals in Africa are living in desert, but those desert are suitable place. It's a hot place, but still there is green plants, which prepared a suitable place for animals. But if global warming increase, then those area would be totally destroyed. And the third one is several weather events like hurricanes or flooding. Here, bottom and on the in the middle, you can see there is a hurricanes or a thunderstorm. And then the fourth, growing food crops, farming, would be suitable for some area and would be difficult in other area. As you can see here on the right, uh, this area of course is suitable for farming, but those area, like as I mentioned, for deserts and the place receive floods, so definitely we cannot do farming. This make a problem, make difficult for humans to farm and growing vegetables, food crops, totally fruits, only in some certain place. Then they need to pay for transportation. They need to, yeah, many problems. Then later will be happen. But how CO2 or carbon dioxide and methane would be increased? As I mentioned, these two are the most effective. They are very active to keep heat, keep radiation from the radiation which trap in uh, Earth atmosphere, as I explained. And these are two important, but they can be increased by cutting down the forest. I said in previous part that the forests are trees. They can absorb CO2 and then they release oxygen. So they need the carbon dioxide. If we cut the forest, there will be not any trees to eat, actually eat carbon dioxide. Burning fossil fuel, like the factories I gave example before previous video. Factories or vehicles, motorcycle, they are using fossil fuels, then to run their engine, so they produce carbon dioxide and water vapor also. And another one for methane, digesting food by animal, they produce the methane gas, and decay of the food from rice paddy field and land field sites, they produce methane gas. Methane gas mostly comes from foods digesting and decay of the plants or decay of the animals. It's because it's an organic gas, and this organic gas comes from the organic decay. That's all for today. Please leave a comment as done as your attendance. Take care, and we will continue next time.